everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is again your one and only Miss All or Nothing, only here in Miss All or Nothing TV. And yes, this is the last day of the month of October year 2020, and this will be my very last vlog in the month of October. And our content for today will tackle about non-verbal communication and specific types of non-verbal communication. So everyone, find a place for you comfortable and continue watching and listening this vlog discussing non-verbal communication and specific examples of non-verbal communication. Without further ado, we will start. Now everyone, let us define first the term non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication refers to the type of communication that does not use words, or a communication that uses signs and languages to express your thoughts, your ideas, and your expressions. Klaro tayo dyan? That's non-verbal communication. Or what are other indications that the communication that you're using is non-verbal communication? Non-verbal communication is done through signs and symbols. And the non-verbal communication will tell you that non-verbal communication can go without verbal communication. What do you mean by that? Meaning, people can communicate even of the absence of words. Example, so pwede ra ka makasignal-signal sa kamot, pwede ra ka maka-wink-wink sa imong mata, pwede ra ka maka-blade. That's non-verbal communication. In the last context of non-verbal communication, it will tell you that verbal communication can't go without non-verbal communication. Example, sa imo uyab, asa ka mas kiligon, inaon ra kag I love you, or inigingon sa imo uyab na I love you at the same time na apay pinakidhat-kidhat na
yeah.
Kasi mas piling niya, gwapo kayo ang nag I love you, gwapo kayo nagkidhat-kidhat, di ba? Pero kung bati ganig now nag nag I love you nagkidhat-kidhat, lood mabash ang mo ingon og I love you, anong naato tay bias sa inyo, di ba? So that's what do you mean by non-verbal verbal communication can't go without non-verbal communication, but non-verbal communication can go without verbal communication. So meaning there's still communication that will happen even if sinyas-sinyas lang na, even if wala na istorya. Kaning mga chismosa, maayo kayo aning mga sinyas-sinyas, grabe na sila kayo modala og non-verbal communication niya. Kani sa mga na ay mga inborn defects, kaning mga mute and deaf persons, mga na sila mga excellent people performing or doing non-verbal communication. Now everyone, we will now proceed with our lecture in the types of non-verbal communication, meaning we are now in the topic discussing non-verbal communication, and you've already learned how to identify non-verbal communication. Now this time we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 types of non-verbal communication that I will discuss to you. So na ay specific na 8 ka types of non-verbal form of communication, and what are they? The first type of non-verbal communication is kinesics or body language. Second type is haptics or touch language. We have third type, which is proxemics. What's this proxemics? That's space language. And then you have artifacts environmental. Later you will get to know unsa ng artifacts environmental. And then chronemics. Chronemics refer to time language. Unsa ka kasayo, unsa ka late mo adto sa work, that also communicates. And then silence. Even your silence is a form of communication na kay mga issue na mga chika, mga chismis, mga pangdaot nimo. Your silence is already a form of communication in non-verbal communication. And then you have sign, which is also in non-verbal communication. And the last classification of non-verbal communication is paralanguage or vocalics. So let us go to the next slide, dissecting every types of nonverbal communication with specific examples. Everyone, the very first type of nonverbal communication is kinesics. Unsa na si kinesics? How thin, how fat, that refers to kinesics. Ano na siya? Inigtanaw ni mo sa tao, tambok na siya, that will communicate, meaning, basig ka na siya, kusog na siya mukhaon ng mga tao. Yun na siya mga manega mga tao mo, ano nga, ka na siya, grabe na siya mukhaon, 6 times a day na siya mukhaon. So that's kinesics. And then ka na siya, igtanaw ni mo sa usa ka tao nga, na ay, maayo kayo body figure, daghang kayo muscles, ka na siya nga tao that communicates. You can be perceived as kana siya nga tao kay athlete, kana siya nga tao kay healthy living, sige na siya jogging kanunay, sige na siya running, compared to tao nga mga tambok nga sige gaon yun ay uban stress eating ang ilang style to face problems mo ng mga tambok sila. So how stout or how fat or how slim, how muscular you are, that communicates. That's first classification of nonverbal communication, which is kinesics. Then you also have the second classification of nonverbal communication, which is haptics. What is haptics? That's touch language. Na problema si friend, the moment imo siya ipat sa back, imo siya itapik-tapik, imo siya ihag, that's touch language. And then everyone, you have the third type of nonverbal communication, which is called proxemics. Again, the third type of nonverbal communication is called proxemics. What is proxemics? That's space language, meaning unsa ka kaduol, unsa ka kalayo sa tao nga imo ka storya, that is a form of communication. Example, yes, mga distance, it will also communicate to the one you are communicating. Let us say specific example. Kung ikaw nagbarog ka or nakipag-communicate ka sa tao in a distance nga 1.5 feet up to 45 centimeters, wow. Diba? That's what we call as intimate space. Unsa ning mga intimate space examples kanang imo mga kainyo, di ba? Kasagara mga mutual understanding, close sila kaayo, so muna kita nga intimate space. So dirita sa second classification of space, dirita sa personal space. Unsa nang mga personal space? People communicating in a distance from 4 feet until 25 feet. Again, people communicating, keeping a distance from 4 feet until 25 feet. Let us say si teacher na asa in front of the classroom, and then ang last student at the back, diba? Muna gitawag na personal space at the back row. Na example diha. Si teacher nag-lecture in front of the classroom, and then ang last student at the back of the row, pinaka-last. Muna example sa personal space. Then you also have third classification under proxemics na as tayo space na gitawag na public space. Isa example ang public space. Si Mayor nag-deliver og speech sa stage sa Baybay City Gymnasium. Si Mayor naa sa igbaw sa stage. And then ikaw naa ka sa bleachers. Di ba? Imagine ang distance. Si Mayor nag-deliver og speech sa stage mismo sa Baybay City Gymnasium. Kunya ikaw nga naminaw di ara ka sa bleachers sa Baybay City Gymnasium. That's example of public space. And again, the third type of non-verbal classification is called proxemic. Then everyone, you have the fourth classification of non-verbal communication, which is called artifacts environmental factors. So unsa na si artifacts environmental factors? Example ana is appropriateness. Let us say mo attend ka og event birthday, So naa siya, naman sa mga birthday sa mga dato nga na classification sa attire. Let us say sleeping attire nga party, let us say boxers party, let us say beach party, so na mga attire. So how you dress yourself according to the attire required in the party that you are invited, that refers to artifacts environmental factors, which is specific is appropriateness of how you dress yourself. Then everyone, fifth classification of nonverbal communication is what we call as chronemics. What's chronemics? That's time language. Let us say Filipinos usually work from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Klaro ta na? So that's working time. And then let us say manawag ka sa imo friend or sa imo family 2 a.m. in early morning. So how do you interpret sa 2 a.m. na tawag? Meaning that's emergency call. Nga naman, usually people sleep at late sleeper na ka. Usually people sleep at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. or the very late to midnight. Pero naapagani mo sleep gani og 1 a.m. 2 a.m. Pero in nonverbal communication, chronemics or time language will tell you nga the moment you will call your friend or your family beyond 1 a.m. alauna, alas 2, alas 3, alas 4 ka sa kadlawon, that's already called as emergency calls or emergency situations. So that's what you mean by chronemics, which is the fifth classification of nonverbal communication. And then who would ever think, everyone, that in nonverbal communication, silence is considered nonverbal communication? Why? Examples. Allowing silence in conversation puts pressure on other person. Let us say example. Nasayop ka, gikasabaan ka to the max, and then your parents will even sanction you. Labi na og mga dato-dato nga family. Maka-violate ka sa rule ni mom and dad. Naka-sanctions ko na, let us say 1 week ka nga grounded. Dili ka pwede mula og to the fest mo sa sala nga imong buhat. Or let us say 1 week ka nga grounded, dili ka makagamit sa imo iPhone 12 kasi mo iPhone 11. Nga anak mga dato-dato ng mga family na sila mga grounded rules. Kita nga mga pobre, masayop tanya, grabe at sayo pak bakos. Dili gani lipak ihapak sa imong sa una yan naman ang mga form of discipline sa una, pero karon dili na siya pwede. So silence will tell you or will communicate that either you did a grave offense or you are listening to the one talking. The silence. Everyone, the seventh classification under nonverbal communication is what we call as signs. What's lang signs? Ano bang mga sinyalis, mga signals? Let us say if you are the coach of basketball or volleyball, kani siya nga sign that signifies time out. And then how to indicate the sign na silent, diba Ana?
Yes, Daddy.
So that's signs. Again, signs, everyone, belong to the seventh classification of non-verbal classification we call as signs or mga senyales, mga signals. Then everyone, the very last classification of nonverbal communication is paralanguage or vocalics. Now, what do you mean by paralanguage? Paralanguage attributes of speaking, including the pitch of your voice, the tone of your voice, the volume of your voice, the tempo of your voice, the rhythm of your voice, the articulation the moment you speak, the resonance of your voice, and even the nasality the moment you speak, in the accent you are using in expressing your idea. So muna siya paralanguage, meaning ang gitason, ang gikusgon, ang kahinayon sa imo tingog the moment mo storya ka, and then ang kapaspas sa imo pagstorya, ang kahinay sa imo pagstorya, ang the way or the manner you pronounce the words the moment mo storya ka, that belongs to paralanguage or vocalics, which is the 8th classification of nonverbal communications. So everyone, that was our content for today, discussing nonverbal communication and 8 types of nonverbal communication. Again, this is your one and only Miss All or Nothing, only here in Miss All or Nothing TV, your educational and entertainment YouTube channel. So everyone, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Share it among all your grade 11, grade 12 friends so that they will get to learn with less difficulty in learning concerning the topic nonverbal communication and the 8 classifications of nonverbal communication. So everyone, till next time, keep tuning in my channel for the next vlogs.